All right. Well, welcome everybody. My name is Dr. Morgan Schweller. I'm the Professional Development Coordinator for the Office of Graduate and Professional Studies. I want to thank you for joining me today to learn a little bit about professional development in graduate school and how that really is the other side of your education and how professional development can really help you achieve your goals for graduate school. So just a few kind of etiquette housekeeping things. So one, I am recording this. We got a few emails from students who weren't going to be able to join us live. So we'll be able to record this for them and post it. So the audio, my video, and my shared screen will be posted on our YouTube channel. I will say, so your screens will not be recorded. If you're able to, you can turn on your video. It helps you stay engaged. It helps me stay engaged. But I understand if your bandwidth or, the fact that we're recording, makes it a little bit less desirable, I guess. So please also just mute your mic until we get to the question and answer session. And then you're welcome to raise your virtual hand to ask a question, and I'll unmute you, or you can always put a question in the chat. While I'm going through my slides, I might not be as diligent with checking questions in the chat, so if you really want to stop me, please try to unmute yourself and just feel free to say, hey, I have a question. So just to kind of overview what we're going to talk about today, there's a lot, okay? So professional development, we have a lot of information to share, and it'll be very kind of like drinking water from a fire hose. So I'm gonna try and keep it superficial. Anything you would like more information on, feel free to ask a question or follow up with us later. I'm gonna keep it kind of high level, talk about why I care about professional development in grad school, what is available for you, so specifically the Gradggies program, which I oversee, some of the free online professional development resources that units pay for you to have access to, and then some ways that you can engage this semester, and then we'll do questions, requests, suggestions. So that's kind of an overview. It shouldn't take us a full hour. So first off, I'd like to start with just knowing who's in the room, and I'm going to do this via some Zoom polls. So this will be my first foray into Zoom polling, so we'll see how that goes. So first off, I just want to know what degree you're pursuing: master's degree, doctoral degree, potentially you're not a graduate professional student and you're here just checking out PD as a staff member or faculty. What college are you in? And so I will apologize. Zoom only has so many options that you can have in each question. So if your college isn't in question 2, it should be in question 3. I had to split it into 2 questions. And then I think the last one, it's really just more of my curiosity kind of thing. How experienced are you with Zoom? Because at least for professional development, we've been using Zoom a lot. And so I'm curious to see, as our new incoming graduate students, if you've been using this a lot during your undergrad, finishing up, or at work, if you're coming from the workforce. So I'll give you all a few minutes. We're about 28% voted. So we'll wait a few minutes so that people can respond.
I don't know if I can submit because I'm not going to answer question 3.
Yeah.
I answered question 2.
Oh, interesting.
Mine is
So
also
won't let you
requiring an
submit if
answer
you
to
skip
3.
a question.
I just chose anything just to submit it because I think that you can't submit unless you actually choose anything. So yeah.
Okay, so we learned something about polling in Zoom, that you got to have that other answer or no response. All right. It actually seems that we're pretty split, 50% master's degree, 50% doctoral degree. in general, around 40% engineering, 8% education, Mays Business School is at 10%. So a pretty usual spread for what we see. I'm just going to end the polling since obviously it's a odd, we're going to have some fun mystery responses. But thank you for doing that. I do appreciate you guys participating in that. Okay, so then let's move on. All right, so some of you may have already gone through the new graduate student orientation, the virtual platform in eCampus, and so you might have seen a little bit about PD there, but really, at least from my perspective, there are two primary goals in graduate school, right? You want to successfully complete your degree, number one, and two, you want to successfully prepare to graduate and move into the workforce. Now, some of you might be in the workforce now while you're pursuing your degree, and you're using this degree as a way to advance your career. So in terms of successful degree completion, you know, it's not a secret, right? So graduate school is hard, okay? There will be challenges, but you are not the first person to go to graduate school, right? So you're not the first person in your program, most likely, unless it's a brand new program. So why reinvent the wheel? And really that's what professional development can help you with. There are resources in professional development from service units on campus that can help you learn the skills to successfully complete your degree. Then the second part is, right, what are you going to do after you graduate? So how can you prepare to successfully enter the workforce? So job mobility is really kind of the new norm, particularly right now, you know, COVID-19, there's a lot of variability in the job markets and opportunities. More people are pursuing advanced degrees. And so, you know, I'd like to, you know, my career path is kind of a perfect example of that. I went to undergrad here at Texas A&M, meteorology in the College of Geoscience. Then I pursued my PhD in biogeochemistry at Rice University, just up the road in Houston. Then I did 2 postdocs. I then kind of pivoted into K-12 education. So I did online consulting for science curriculum. I did teaching in the high school math. I did teaching science middle school. Then I kind of came back and was a lecturer at Texas A&M teaching teachers. And then I pivoted into my role now, right? So professional development coordinator. And I share that because, you know, careers evolve, right? Your interests will change, your values will change, your skills will change. And so all of those will impact what career, what jobs you want, what will be rewarding for you. And so as these things change, you know, use professional development opportunities to place yourself in the best position to succeed and achieve the job and career that you want, okay? Okay, so how can professional development help you meet these goals? So one, let's talk about Gradggies. So Gradggies stands for Graduate Resources and Development Varieties. So it's basically professional development specifically designed for graduate and professional students. We have 1-hour sessions. We do full day workshops. We have one-on-one consultations, online resources. And this program, you know, it's so critical to say, this program is constantly evolving, okay? Our goal is to meet your needs for professional development. So we are constantly changing what the competency areas are, trying to bring in new programming, trying to evolve our certificate program so that it is the most rewarding and beneficial to y'all. So our webpage is here. You're welcome to explore it. I highly recommend that you do. Probably the most important thing that you can visit is our calendar to see what events we have coming up for professional development opportunities. And so these are kind of the competency areas that we've identified, and it's a little bit dark, that you can develop knowledge and transferable skills in these areas. And we have programming that allows you to work on these competency areas at different stages of your degree. So personal well-being, academic, instruction and assessment development, communication, leadership, diversity, equity, and inclusion, and of course, career development. So, a part of Gradggies is this professional development certificate program, and it's really just a way to spotlight your efforts in professional development and give you a way to highlight it on your CV or your resume. Doesn't go on your transcript. It's totally an extracurricular, if you would, kind of program, but it allows you to showcase that you are putting in effort to learn skills that is outside of the classroom and outside of your research, okay? So right now we have 3 levels, and it's really based on a 1-hour session that you attend is worth 1 professional development unit, so a PDU. So a basic professional development certificate, you attend 6 different events, you complete reflections after each of those events, and then at the end you write a final certificate reflection and you've earned your basic certificate. Same process for the intermediate. The advanced certificate is a little different. The goal there is that you're really applying the professional development skills that you've acquired over the course of your basic and intermediate certificate to a high impact professional development activity. For example, accepting a leadership role in a graduate student organization, that you're facilitating programming for other graduate students is one excellent example. And as I said, our certificate program is also constantly evolving. We're talking about expanding it to provide more options for certificates for graduate students. So just keep an eye on what we're offering and how things are changing. Every year we highlight and highlight our certificate recipients in our annual Gradggies certificate ceremony, which is typically in April.
I have a question.
Yes.
Could you go back to that slide, please?
Yes.
Okay, so for the advanced, does the leadership role have to be something on campus or can it be in your science?
Good question. So no, for the advanced activity, we have a list of examples. One of them is that GeoSO example, but you're very much welcome to propose an activity before you start pursuing it. You know, just shoot us an email with that activity, and as long as you can demonstrate how it is related to the competency areas that are core to the program, you know, we can, you know, it can be utilized as your activity, if that answers your question.
So, yeah, so a lot of those, maybe a couple slides before that, you showed all the circles. Yeah. So, okay, got it. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. All right, so just so you know, the way that we run the Gradggies certificate program is through our learning management system, eCampus. We're currently transitioning from eCampus into Canvas. That will take a whole year to do. So right now we're still in eCampus. By next fall, we will transition into Canvas. But all you have to do is go to this link, text.ag/join Gradggies, submit that form, and we will add you to give you access to the eCampus page. And the way that it works is that every event that's on the Gradggies calendar will have its own reflection quiz with the name of the event and the date. 3 questions for you to answer. And then once you submit it, the way we grade it, we read the reflections, and then we check and confirm attendance with the facilitating unit before we award the PDUs.
Okay, so the calendar is always on your website, or can the calendar also be in Howdy? Is your calendar in Howdy and the website, or just one place?
Our calendar is a part of the university's LiveWhale calendar system. So you can, if you go to the university calendar, you can search and find our calendar there. It's on our website. There's no special link to it in Howdy. So the core collaborators of the Gradggies program are the Center for Teaching Excellence, the Career Center, University Libraries, the Graduate and Professional Student Government, the University Writing Center, International Student Services, Money Education Center, and Counseling and Psychological Services. We have other collaborators, but these are our core founding members of the Gradggies program. All right, and so I hope this is easy to read for y'all. I will share this handout with you, but basically this is a summary of the types of programming that we offer in the different competency areas. This is not all inclusive, okay, and we're constantly trying to add new things. But for example, for personal well-being, Money Education Center, they not only do one-on-one advising appointments where as long as it's related to financing, you can make an appointment for free to talk to them about it. And it can be about budgeting, it can be about repaying loans, it can be about credit card debt, it can be about a 401k, anything. They also offer 1-hour sessions such as preparing financially for graduation, that you can earn PDU credit towards a Gradggies certificate for. Counseling and Psychological Services also offer sessions geared towards stress management and trying to live a balanced life, family, work balance, work-life balance. The Career Center offers a really robust selection of 1-hour sessions each semester, plus we're now giving credit for one-on-one advising appointments. Those appointments are typically an hour, and really you let them know what you would like to talk about in terms of career advising, and you can schedule that and earn credit for that with a reflection. Academic, our primary collaborators that offer sessions for that are the libraries. A lot of sessions about how to use different softwares like EndNote, how to use Google Scholar, and then of course, managing your research data is a really critical session that can be very helpful in terms of staying organized and creating a data management plan. We also collaborate with Research Development Services to offer sessions about grant writing. We have a session specifically for writing proposals to the National Science Foundation, and we're hoping to offer a new one in the spring about proposals to the NIH, National Institute of Health. We have communication sessions with the University Writing Center about not just writing for publications, but presentations. They do a poster presentation session. They do one about reviews and critiques, which is a really useful one, particularly if you start to get the opportunity to do reviews for journals. And then also Career Center has a great one to for communication in terms of small talk and being able to network at conferences and go up to someone cold and just start a conversation. I still am not very good at that one. And then of course, the Center for Teaching Excellence offers a great variety of professional development events on how to improve your teaching skills. And some of those skills can definitely transfer into the professional world if you're not interested in teaching. So that's a kind of an overview.
And these are all on your calendar when they are posted on your calendar, or do we have to go to the library calendar and look on their calendar?
So all of our Gradggies events will be on the Gradggies calendar. So we're currently, our service units, our collaborators are currently sending over their calendars to our calendar. That's usually how we do it. They put it on their calendar and then they share it to our calendar. If it's not on our calendar, it's not a Gradggies event. But once it's on our calendar, we usually put the amount of PDUs that it's worth, which is typically 1 PDU if it's an hour. Longer things like a half-day workshop or a full-day workshop can earn up to 6 PDUs, so basically a certificate in a day. But yes, it will be on our calendar if it's a part of the Gradggies program. Okay, So online PD resources, and I don't want to go too crazy in depth on these, but these are free, okay? These are free resources that y'all can set up your own account, and it very much depends on what your interests are. So one is CERTL. So CERTL is the Center for the Integration of Research, Teaching, and Learning. So it's very much about instruction. And you can set up your own login, and they have both synchronous and asynchronous resources on their webpage. Like they have example syllabi that you can download and then update if you're creating a course. They have a ton of things, and we usually incorporate all of their live events into our Gradggies e-newsletter that you get every month to just keep you abreast of what the live sessions are for any of these online professional development resources. Versatile PhD is definitely for those graduate students who are very much interested in a career outside of academia, and it can help you in terms of developing and finding what you're interested in terms of career paths. LinkedIn Learning is amazing. Particularly, I direct students here because we get like a lot of questions about specific software training, right? Like, how do I code in Python? We don't offer that, but there's stuff on LinkedIn Learning that can help you at least start thinking about that, getting a little bit of a foundation in it, and then maybe you can find more advanced trainings either through courses offered by the university or elsewhere. PD Education by DoctoralNet. This is a very prominent collaboration with the Office of Graduate and Professional Studies. They offer this great portal platform for our students that has resources to really help you at every stage of your degree, including what I really like about it is they have these roadmaps and checklists that you can use that kind of like outline from your start of your PhD to the end of your PhD, or from the start of your master's to the end of your master's. They do live webinars that are also recorded. So if you can't make it live, you can go back and watch it, the recorded version. And they very much focus on academic training, wellness, and communication. Those are their big competency areas that they focus on. The National Center for Faculty Development and Diversity, it's very much geared towards faculty, right? So if you're interested in an academic career, it's really useful to create your free account right now and start seeing what's offered there. They have a lot of resources to help faculty with time management, how to motivate to write. They set up a lot of free 1 month like writing boot camp kind of thing where you're in a community and you're just posting every day. Okay, so this is my goal for today for writing. And then the next day you say whether you met your goal or not, and you make a new goal. And it just helps you stay accountable and it helps you push with writing. Sandbello is actually a wellness app that the Counseling and Psychological Services pays for the premium version for all of A&M. So it has interesting like check-ins, like it'll send you a little notice, like how stressed are you today? Scale of 1 to 10. And then it can give you like, meditation suggestions and ways to de-stress suggestions. So it's free. If you ever get overwhelmed, you can explore that as an option. All right. One thing that I definitely wanted to mention, because a lot of students do not realize that this is here, is that the Office of Graduate and Professional Studies has a Research and Presentation Travel Award for graduate and professional students. Okay, right now, currently, that is closed, right? We are not accepting applications for that because we have COVID-19 restrictions to travel, but worth knowing and keeping it in the back of your mind for when we do open back up for travel and when you have opportunities. So it's 1 per degree. So if you're here for a master's, you can apply for 1, you can get it. And then if you decide to stay and pursue a doctoral degree, then you can get a second one. It's up to $750 in terms of the award, $500 for a domestic award, domestic travel, $750 for international. And this is for unfunded research or conference travel. So if your department or your advisor doesn't have enough funds to fully support your travel, they can partially support it. And if you need to make up that difference, you can apply for this award. So just visit our website, tex.ag/RAP Travel Award. It has all the eligibility requirements listed. Just bookmark it so that you have it for when you are looking for funds to get either out into the field or to a conference. All right, so how to stay up to date with what's going on with Gradggies. So one, we are constantly updating our calendar. Every day we can get new sessions shared to us from our collaborators. So keep checking. See if you can, there's a way to do this. I don't know how to do it step by step, but if you use Google Calendar, you can subscribe to our calendar so that it populates. Join our eCampus page so that you're ready to go. When you do start attending events, you can complete those reflections and earn the credit. Watch out for our monthly e-newsletter. So we will summarize, we will link to our calendar. We will note what big events are happening that month in terms of professional development, which could be our full day Gradggies workshop where you can earn a Gradggies certificate in a day. It could be our 3-minute thesis competition. It could be opening a program for enrollment, like the Academy for Future Faculty is a full year program if you're interested in teaching. And at the end of that, you've earned a teaching certificate from the Center for the Integration of Research, Teaching, and Learning. We send this e-newsletter to all graduate students. You've probably already gotten it, and grad advisors. We post things on social media, and then for big events like 3MT, we'll send out individual emails for that. So in terms of the fall, you know, as you start as a new student, you know, definitely just find those opportunities. So explore those online resources, see what might work for you. Join the Gradggies certificate program, and try to identify, you know, events, professional development sessions that might be useful to you now or might be useful to you down the road, particularly if you find that you have free time. So we know that your workload can vary. Okay, so some departments, I know when I was a first-year grad student, my first semester was a little bit more relaxed in terms of my workload. I wasn't ramped up in my research yet, so I had more opportunities to get involved in other things, so take advantage of that. And the biggest thing I can recommend is to make connections, okay? So it'll be hard this fall because of the situation we're in with COVID. But the connections that you make with your peers, with other graduate students in your department, with other faculty, can really be the start of your professional network, regardless of what field you go into. So, right, I'm not in academia, but I still have contacts and reach out to graduate students that I went to school with for, you know, professional resources and advice and job opportunities. So definitely try to make those connections, and hopefully your departments are working on a plan as to how to get y'all connecting with the current graduate students and current faculty so that you can have casual conversations over coffee after a seminar, because that's really the most fruitful part of graduate school, is the informal conversations where you can really just chat about your research and about what you're learning in your courses. So try to find those opportunities. And a great one is to get involved in graduate student organizations like the Graduate and Professional Student Government. You will meet graduate students from other departments. I know I was the department representative for our university-wide graduate student organization, and I kind of co-organized a multi-department function with someone from ecology and evolutionary biology, just because it was a part of the government, you know, task force. And from that, we developed an interdisciplinary research project, in a greenhouse. So you never know where research opportunities can come from. And so just try to find and make those connections. All right, and the last thing, speaking of connections, so we will have a graduate community welcome party next Thursday. What day is it? Tuesday, so a little over a week. So if you can, please join us, please register. And this will just be what we're saying, a welcome party, just an opportunity to meet people from other departments, from across the university. It could be staff, it could be students, it could be faculty, and to win prizes. Normally we would do this, in person, but current situation doesn't allow for that. So we hope that you'll be able to join us for this. So sorry, I've had a tickle in my throat this whole time. But I'd just like to reiterate that, Gradggies, professional development, we are here for y'all, right? So we want to know what you need in terms of being successful, both in your degree pursuits and in preparing for your career. So if you have ideas, if you have suggestions, email us, okay? Just send us an email and let us know. Put it in a post-event survey. We would love to get that kind of feedback. Okay, so I'm gonna take a quick drink and then I'm gonna go through this chat because I see we've had some questions.
Yeah, your slide set would help a lot because you have a lot of great information here. You could email that to us.
Yes, so I will definitely email out a PDF of my slides plus my 2 flyers that I kind of took screen grabs of and stuck in my slides. And then I will also post this video up on our YouTube for those who are interested in watching it. I don't know, but for me to share with people who weren't able to make it. Okay, so we have one question. Do we have to wait until all of our PDUs, until you've received all your PDUs before working on a final reflection for each level of the certificate? Good question. And I feel like I just got this question in an email recently. And so yes, I would recommend that you wait until you've received that PDU in your grade book, that you've officially been graded and received that PDU, because sometimes we will send it back to you. We will send your reflection back to you if we feel that, not much effort was put into to one of the questions, if we have an issue with attendance records, we will send it back. So we want you to wait until you've received all 6 PDUs before you submit your final certificate reflection. Is it possible to get the basic and the intermediate certificates both in 1 year, or do you need to wait until the basic is awarded at the end of the year to start toward the intermediate? No, you do not need to wait. Just keep going. We have had in the past people do all 3 within the course of a year. Is there a preferred format layout for the reflection? So in eCampus, we set it up very much like a test quiz, just an open response test quiz. So 3 questions. We would like, a paragraph response for each question. Okay, any other questions? Did I miss somebody? Okay, do you recommend attending workshops in one subject area, career, teaching, etc., or in multiple? I think, in my opinion, this is the beauty of Gradggies. It is a choose your own adventure, right? So if career is all you want to focus on right now, then that is what you should do, if that's where you think you need the development. If you're planning on teaching, if you've been tapped to teach a course next semester and you just want to focus on developing your teaching skills in this semester, then focus there. If you want to do a sampling across different things just on what you're interested in, it's really up to you. Any other questions? You're welcome to unmute if you want to ask one. Put it in the chat. If you find that as soon as we turn off this Zoom, a question comes up, just shoot an email to grad-aggies@tamu.edu. So in terms of CERTL, the Center for the Integration of Research, Teaching, and Learning, so CERTL is a national network of institutions that collaborate in this network, okay? So I think there's like 60 different universities that participate in CERTL. And the nice thing about that is that as a member institution, you then get you get access to events put on by other universities. So right now we're currently participating in a best practices in undergraduate STEM teaching MOOC that's offered by Boston University that our students get access to. The other nice thing about CERTL is that it also offers certificates. So they have a 3-tier certificate program, associate, practitioner, and scholar level. So if you're interested in teaching, that is a internationally recognized organization that you can earn certificates in that show that you have worked to develop your skills in teaching. So it's definitely worth looking into. The Academy for Future Faculty is a great cohort.
Excuse me.
Yes.
May you please repeat the name of the organization, the international organization you just talked about?
Yep. So it's CIRTLE, C-I-R-T-L-E. I wonder if I have it somewhere. Put it in the chat.
Was it earlier? Did you say it earlier? I wonder if that's the same one. You mentioned
yep, so here,
the
CIRTLE.
Center for the Integration and Learning, was that it?
Yep, that's it. Center for the Integration of Research, Teaching, and Learning. And so we have our own CIRTLE at TAMU Center. So we offer programmings through there for instruction and assessment. And one of the big programs, the capstone program, is the scholar level certificate. It's called Teaching as Research. And so it's an opportunity for students, for graduate students, to apply research concepts and research teaching practices. And so if you're interested in academia, it's an excellent program to do when you get further along in your degree, because it shows when you actually get out on the faculty job market, it shows that you're not only focused on your research in your field, but you're also thinking about the best way to execute and improve student learning, which is really makes you unique, right? And that's the whole thing about your career and getting ready for the job market. You want to figure out ways to differentiate yourself. And if you're going into the faculty job market, you know, how can you differentiate yourself? And one of those ways is to participate in CIRTLE and to try to do research on teaching on top of all the other things that you're doing. Any other questions?
I had a quick question. I was wondering, do you guys have any like specific departmental or like discipline workshops? Or do you know if the departments do that? Like, because obviously engineering has very different needs from medical and so on.
Yes. So right now, our programming is very much university level and offered to all graduate students. Each department in college is different. College of Engineering has a pretty robust professional development program for their students. Same with the business school. I'm not super familiar with what's happening at the department and college level, but it's definitely worth asking your graduate advisor to see what is available. Sometimes they incorporate it into seminar courses, like first-year seminar courses. We'll sometimes bring in different service units to provide professional development activities, like, you know, writing center in to talk about grant writing or stuff like that. I've gone to first year seminars to kind of do this overview of professional development at the university level. But there are opportunities out there. And there's also like different organizations and units that aren't necessarily affiliated with Gradggies yet, but they do offer great professional development stuff. Like School of Innovation does a lot of stuff about, you know, entrepreneurship. So if you're interested in kind of forming your own business or doing a spin-off or patents, you know, there's stuff out there. I think data sciences, there's an Institute for Data Sciences that does trainings. So there's a lot of stuff out there, and it's a big campus. So even I don't know everything that's happening. So, and if you ever find something that you think would be worth everyone knowing, please send it to me. Send it to Gradggies. I would love to know. You know, I'm always trying to find it. Does that answer your question?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Thanks.
Can I provide the information about the MOOC collaboration with Boston? Sure. So actually, if you go to certle.tmu.edu, the MOOC will be there. It's one of the main programs, one of our cornerstone programs. The MOOC will be offered again in the fall through the Certle network. I don't know that we will offer a local learning community with it. This summer with the MOOC, we offered a Zoom learning community. So after you watch the videos with the MOOC, every week we would come together and have discussions about those videos, which really helps to reinforce what we're learning. And through that is how we get to the associate level for a Certle certificate. So we offer that every summer. The MOOC is offered repeatedly, and the current MOOC will be open through the end of the month. So you could definitely, it's for free. You could go to the edX course and log in, create your account and see what's there. And then when you're ready to actually do it, if you don't have time to complete it, you can always re-enroll. I enroll like every semester. So just so you can have access to it. So also interested to know more information about the collaboration with Boston. So, so the way the Certle network kind of works is that every member university, like as a part of your requirement to be a member, you have to offer programming that other universities can participate in. So the Boston one, that's their offering of the MOOC. It's not something that TAMU has collaborated with them on it specifically. It's just that they're offering it and we're taking advantage of it and doing our own little local learning community to try and really make it a more robust learning experience for our students. Oh, Versatile PhD. So Versatile PhD is kind of, you know, trying to focus on, you know, alternate career paths for doctoral students. They do have resources in there for master's students, but its origin was in, you know, PhDs who decided that they aren't interested in the academic path anymore. And so now what are they going to do? How are they going to market themselves elsewhere? They do some articles, they do some webinars, I believe, and I think they have these like career exploration kind of tracks where you can see different career options like, let's see, consulting, nonprofits, and kind of gives you an overview of like what a PhD could do in those kinds of fields. There are other programs, free online programs that kind of do that as well. So my IDP is run through AAAS, so it's very much geared towards STEM graduate students, but it's a way for you to assess. They have like multiple choice questions where you assess your values, your skills, and your interests, and then it helps you explore career paths. Imagine PhD does the same thing, but it was actually designed for humanities and social sciences. But Imagine PhD is really cool because they have job simulations where they can give you like example activities that you would do in a career field. So they're Versatile PhD, Imagine PhD, MyIDP, similar kind of career exploration online platforms. Hope that kind of helped. It really is very much sometimes you just need to get in there and see it to really understand and see what will work for you, because some resources that I think are cool, you're not going to think are very useful, but you might find something else useful that Versatile PhD can offer. No problem. Any other questions? I appreciate all the questions. Okay, so the question is like, how are we informed when a reflection is rejected, or I think rejected is a harsh term, returned for updates? And it's very much that you will, in your grades, you will see that it is returned to you. And if not, if it's accepted, you'll get a message to that too, like, congratulations, you've earned a PDU towards your, certificate, and it'll show in your My Grades section whether it's still pending grading, or whether it's been graded, or whether it's been returned to you. So right now, our Gradggies program, we have student workers that kind of help with our programming. We have graduate assistants that help with our programming, and right now we're in a transition. So we are a little backed up in terms of grading. So if you're getting concerned about that, you can always email us, but it does take us time to review reflections for events. Any other questions? You're welcome. Probably stop. All right, well, if there are no other questions, thank you so much for joining. I hope it was useful. Really explore, see what's going to be useful for you, talk to other graduate students in your department, see what they've done for professional development, what's available from your department. And then if there's anything you need for professional development, just let us know. We really are here to help y'all. We really want to help y'all, get you whatever you need so that you can be successful. So please just let us know if we're missing something, right? So yeah, so if you have any questions, I'll hang out. For those of you who want to just hang out as the room filters out, feel free to put more questions in the chat. I will send an email within the next day with the slides and the flyers. And thank you so much for being here, and welcome, right? Welcome to Texas A&M.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Mhm.